So Kenyon Martin, one of the realest tough guys of the NBA, calls out Draymond Green for basically being a fake tough guy. He mentions these real tough guys of previous eras like Charles Oakley, Rick Mahorn, and other people. But he strictly says that Draymond Green, whoever he confronts, they're all calculated confrontations, meaning that he confronts only people that he knows that will not really respond to him, and he won't have to fight them. So let you listen to what Kenyon Martin actually said when he was asked about this by the host of the arena, the old Gills Arena. And after that, I'll share my opinion as well. So take a listen to Kenyon Martin.
Kenyon, speaking of Draymond, you pulled up to the On the Rocks podcast recently. You were asked if you thought Draymond was, quote, one of those guys. You said no, and that he's calculated in who he goes after. Usually pick guys who are unwilling to fight back. So some people tried to interpret that as you saying that Draymond is a fake tough guy. So I wanted to get you here on this couch. Because I listened to the clip, you didn't say Draymond was a fake tough guy. You just said he's one of those guys.
Yeah,
not being one of those guys doesn't necessarily mean that you are.
Yeah, I was asked a specific question, and I didn't mention Draymond. It wasn't for one reason or another. I don't put him in the category with the guys that I named. That's all. And I've watched Draymond's career from the time he came in to now. And I think a lot of the things and the people who he has done things to has been calculated. I don't think it's not spur of the moment things. It ain't reactionary things. It's people, and I said it's just people who he hasn't hit someone or did something to someone and someone's instant reaction is the next step.
So in the first part of his answer, he literally says he was asked a specific question. He did not put Draymond Green in the category of the guys that he named the true tough guys. And he's going to mention those guys a little bit later on in the video. And he said he didn't call out Draymond Green specifically by name, but he was asked the specific questions about Draymond Green. And he said that a lot of these confrontations that Draymond Green had in his career have been calculated, and he really didn't go after anybody that he would know that somebody would respond with going hard after him and, it leading to a fight. So I do agree with that on Draymond with Kenyon.
Right? Everybody complains, everybody looks for the refs to break things up. And he hasn't done anything to someone, and there's been a reaction where, like, oh, shit. It hasn't been that reaction yet.
So again, he says that Draymond Green has never done anything to anybody that he would have a reaction, and people would have a reaction to that situation, like, oh, shit, look at that. Look what happened. Like, there wasn't anything like that. We had Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley brawl, and we were like, oh, man, look at that. And then we had the Malice in the Palace, and everybody was like, oh man, look at that. They went after each other and this and that. Just think about it. Draymond Green, every confrontation that he had, he never had that response from any one player that he went after. So that just shows that it's really calculated, and he figures out who he can do it to. And he doesn't really start with the players that will go after him back.
So I respect Draymond's career, what he's done, what he has done for the Warriors, 4-time champion, all those things. Not to take anything off his career, but I just don't put him in a category with Rick Mahorn, Charles Oakley, those guys. Like, I don't put him in that category.
Bully the bullies.
Or Buck Williams, I don't put him in that category. With Zebo, I don't put him in that category. I don't.
So then he goes on to mentioning that he respects Draymond's career and what he has achieved and all that other stuff. But to tell you the truth, what has Draymond Green achieved? I mean, he has 4 titles. He's a 4-time champion, and he likes to brag about it because he did recently on his podcast a couple of times. He has 4 titles, but how big of a piece has he been? And is he an irreplaceable piece on that team that team wouldn't have won without him? No. There are pieces and players in the NBA that could replace him and the team of Golden State would have won those titles anyway. You know, Draymond Green is averaging like under 9 points a game for his career and like 7 or 8 boards. I mean, the guy is not a great player. I've mentioned this in my videos before that if he was on any other team, like put him on New Orleans Pelicans or Charlotte Hornets or Bobcats or whatever they're called right now, like who is Draymond Green? Who hears about Draymond Green? Like, seriously, the guy just, he is what he is thanks to Steph, KD, Clay, and playing for Golden State. That's pretty much it. And, you know, Kenyon mentions that he doesn't really put him in the same category as the real tough guys, the Rick Mahorns, the Charles Oakleys, the Buck Williams, Zebo, all those guys. Those were real, you could call them gangster tough guys that will not let certain things slide. And if you went after them, you know, Draymond would be on the floor. And Charles Oakley had an interview recently, and I made a video on that as well, where Charles Oakley literally said that if Draymond Green played in the 90s, he would get hit in the mouth a lot. You know, it wouldn't be just, you know, people just, you know, talking about it and kind of pushing and shoving and stuff like that. They'll go after him because Draymond starts things and then he's looking for the referees to break things up, like Kenyon said. It's different. He's not that kind of guy. He is calculated, and he's a fake tough guy. It's all entertainment.
With Udonis, I just, certain guys, you know what it is. Like, we play hard. We're going to play hard. We're going to play basketball, but you cross the line and it's going to get there, like, quickly. And that's just what it is, man.
So a lot of times we talk about the 70s, 80s. Obviously, fighting was encouraged, embraced. The fines weren't as bad back then. You were allowed to really get to it. But is the league soft nowadays, or are players just less willing to give up them game checks by engaging in fisticuffs?
All of it. It's all under the same thing. I don't think these guys grew up having fist fights, so they're not quick to go there. No, this is what it is. Like,
that's fair.
When you grow up having fist fights, you quick to go to that, right? That's what you know. Right? When you disrespect, you come from the shoulders. Somebody call you a bitch, you come from the shoulders. Somebody say something disrespectful, you come from the shoulders with it. That's just the way a lot of us grew up. These kids didn't grow up that way. So we're not expecting them that to be their first reaction when something is presented and that something negative is presented. That's not their reaction. So I don't expect them to be that way. So whether it's soft or whatever, however people want to classify it as, right? Yeah. But as time is gone, we don't want to. The game needs to be the game. Basketball needs to be free flowing, but every now and again, people get disrespectful out here. And when you get disrespected, then some people react a certain way. These guys don't. Yeah. Not everybody react that way.
And then he goes after him again, and he says that this current generation hasn't been brought up, hasn't grown up like he has grown up, and the guys of the past. You know, they didn't have to go through daily fist fights, and that wasn't a normal thing for them, for him to go to. And those guys from the past, like the Oakleys and even Kenyon Martin and stuff like that, those guys, that's what they went through. They went through the fist fights daily. They had to fight for their respect and get it when they wanted to get it. And when they felt disrespected, he literally said they came from the shoulder. And that means, you know, we're going out punching. We're punching the guy that disrespected you. Draymond Green is just not that guy. Simply not that guy. And that's not even a discussion at this point. You know, so Draymond Green, in my opinion, and from what Kenyon Martin is saying, is a fake tough guy. Like, look at even the incident that just happened recently. Golden State was playing, I believe, the New Orleans Pelicans. And the biggest news out of that game that came out wasn't about the game or Golden State overall, how they played or how New Orleans played. Nothing like that. It was about Draymond Green stepping up to a fan that called him Angel Reese. He got upset by that. And you can see it on a video. He kept saying to the fan, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Like, what are you getting upset with? He's not even calling you a derogatory name. Well, he's not calling you a derogatory name. He's calling you Angel Reese because of what Draymond Green was doing in that game. He missed like 5 of his own shots in a row, and he got rebounds from him. And that's what Angel Reese does every game. He misses her own shots and he gets them rebounds. She gets them rebounds. That's why he called her, and he went after the fan. He didn't do anything. He just said, watch your mouth, and that's it. And he was talking about it to reporters after the game, and he said, the fan was talking until I walked up to him, and then he just went quiet and he didn't say anything anymore. The video shows different. So that literally shows you that Draymond Green loves to present his side of the story, even when the video shows that it's completely different. The fan didn't back down. The fan was still talking to him, and he had his arms open like this. He was like, "Listen, what are you going to do? I'm going to talk, and I'm going to talk to you the way I want." And he's not calling him derogatory names. He wasn't cursing at him or anything. So what is he doing wrong? The interaction between fans and players can happen as long as you're not really disrespecting somebody. And Draymond Green in the post-game exchange with the reporters, he was saying, he called me a woman. He's a big freaking crybaby. That's who this guy is. He's a big freaking crybaby. That's a lot of it. That's what keeps him who he is and keeps him in the news, and the stupid stuff that he does on the court that just created that whole news cycle on him. He hasn't really done that much over his career. He's just lucky to be part of the Golden State Warriors and playing with the guys that he was playing that literally got him 4 titles. Pretty much it. I agree with Kenyon Martin 100%. 100%. So let me know what you guys think. Comment section's open. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. LeBron James has returned. Maybe we should make a video on that. What do you think? See you later. Peace.